And also, head on over to Sports World Radio, and you'll see there on the left-hand side a red Call Me button or Call Now button. If you have Skype, remember, if you have Skype, all you need to do is click that button. Make sure you mute the show first. Click that button, and you will be right on the air with us and asking us the questions you have on the topic that we are talking about.
That's how I got here.
That's how you got here, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey, joining me today is Sports World Radio's very own NHL guru, Ron Gallo from Canada. How's it going there, pal?
It's getting cold. It's starting to get like winter up here.
I bet it is. Now, Ron is such a good friend that he's actually working while he's doing the show for me.
Yeah, that's going to get me in trouble. I just know it will.
I know it will, but hey, if Ron kind of disappears for a minute, he's working. So shh, don't tell his boss.
Could be fun,
bud?
because the boss is in the other room.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing really well. And yourself, Jeff?
I'm doing great. It's been a long time since we've talked.
It has been. To say that I've been busy has been an understatement, and time just flies by in the afternoon. If you hadn't texted me when you did, I would have forgot again that it was almost 4 o'clock.
Well, I'm glad I texted you then, my friend. And it's so I missed that voice of yours, that voice that you got. I'm so proud of that voice, man. I love that voice.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Before we get the show started, I know you're the play-by-play announcer for the Spruce Kings out there in Canada. How are they doing, my friend?
They're doing really well. They're second in their division. They're like fifth in the BC Hockey League altogether. They have struggled a little bit with some injuries here over the while, but they've sorted it out. They've figured it out. They've found some new offensive depth, and they're getting a ton of strength from between the pipes. The goaltender is actually right now trying out for Team Canada West for the upcoming World Junior A Challenge, which will feature 2 Canadian teams and 1 American team, as well as a few other teams from around the world competing for the gold medal in the World Junior A Challenge.
Wow, that should be fun, huh?
Yeah, I'll be sure to make sure that I'm passing along some notes for our American listeners to let them know how Team USA is doing at this challenge. But the World Junior A Challenge, it's an excellent opportunity for the players that play Junior A level hockey to be seen by NHL scouts. And a lot of times what happens is right after this tournament, a number of the players that were playing in the tournament show up on the NHL Central Scouting list.
Nice. Really cool.
That's
what I like about talking about you about this stuff, because you get to see these guys before they make it big.
You know what? There's so many names out there that I've had an opportunity to call, and it's just it's 2 things. Number 1, of course, it's a source of pride, but number 2, it's a realization that I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth, as they say, getting a little old.
Hey, that's okay, though. You and I have known each other for years, and for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, Ron and I met, how many years ago now, Ron?
I'm thinking that we are up to 5 for sure, 6 years, I believe.
Yeah, right around there. Ron, I was facilitating, teaching a broadcasting course on the internet, and Ron took the course, and then after Ron was done, I've asked him to come and sit and co-host with me several times, and he's got the gig out there in Canada. He's doing a great job. He's one of my pride and joys as a teacher to a student.
Well, you're my illustrious leader then.
And that's why I keep bringing you back. And plus, you've got the best voice in the world for it, my friend. And I tell you that every time you're here with me. Hey, what's up there, Dr. Myth? Thanks for hanging out with us today in the chat room. Right? I tell you that all the time, don't I?
You definitely do. You make my head swell. I have to get bigger headphones all the time.
Okay, really quick, before we get started with our talk today, in our NFL football pick'em pool that we have here at Sports World Radio, believe it or not, Ron, and I know you're not playing this year, but believe it or not, Schmedley.
Oh, no.
Schmedley is in first place.
How are you dealing with that?
I'm not. But you wait till you hear the names that are surrounding him. Okay? Schmedley's in first place, and for those of you who don't know who Schmedley is, that's Sean. He's the actual co-host of the show, who's actually working right now and couldn't make it. So he's been with me for almost 5 + 6 years. He's actually winning. His name is Sean Man, the update man, and Schmedley is actually winning. He's got 78 points. Ebo, He's got 77 points, 1 point behind him. SportsWorldRadio, that's me. I got 75 points. I'm tied with Gio. We both got 75. So we got Schmedley right where we want him. Because I tell him all the time. Okay.
Not too bad. 3 points back.
Huh?
Not too bad. You're in striking distance.
Yeah, I tell him all the time. Exactly right. Exactly right. We got you surrounded, you son of a bitch. We're gonna get you. I tell him that all the time. We got him surrounded like there ain't no tomorrow, and we're gonna get him. And I told him it doesn't matter that you're in first place right now. It's only half season. I'll start to worry if you're in first place in week 14, week 15, and week 16, because that's when I really want to take it from you. You know? That's when you got to take it from. Okay, so with all that being said, and Schmedley being in first place, which I'm not happy about, and he'll be here tomorrow, so I'm sure he'll say something about it tomorrow. And then you got Kenny, who's in 5th, and Dez is in 6th, and Renegade's in 7th. Pink Sheep Boy, Gary, is in 8th. Thaden's in 9th, and Lion from Lee Summit, Schmedley's cousin, is in 10th place. So one of Schmedley's cousins is in 10th place, and Schmedley's in first place. Unstinking believable over here.
Everybody's being bookended by the Schmedleys.
I know, right? Is it crazy? Hey, you know what? Today is one of my favorite days of the year. Today.
Tuesday the 29th?
Yeah,
Why?
You know why? It's the opening of the NBA season. And you know me. I am a basketball-aholic.
So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking hoops, are we?
We are, but not right now.
Okay.
Because it's the beginning of the season and nothing's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
I've got some questions for you.
Okay, we'll save that before you head on out. What I really wanted to open up the conversation with was with the Dallas game against Detroit on Sunday with what's-his-face getting all crazy. What the heck's his name? What the heck is his name? Des Bryant. With Des Bryant getting all nuts and yelling and screaming on the sideline and getting all crazy.
Okay.
And the head coach just standing around in between him and Romo and not really shutting him up. I wasn't too thrilled with that. That shows the immaturity of him. He's saying, I want the ball more, I'm open, and then, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. Hey, shut up. I'll throw you the ball when you're open. I have a better view of you being open than you think you do. So shut up.
It's true, but he has a backer. Deion Sanders is, he likes what he saw. I mean, it was him that said that Des Bryant is the only Cowboy who plays with that kind of passion.
I don't have a problem him having the passion, but you don't have to make a spectacle out of yourself on the sidelines.
No, and the spectacles are starting to show up in the NFL again. They had to throw the flag the other night.
Correct. And you want to know something? Jerry Jones is back in Des Bryant, and I'm not too thrilled with that. But if I'm the head coach, and you know Jason Garrett doesn't have the balls to do this, but if I'm him, I turn around to Des, I call him into my office and say, listen, we will have none of that on the sidelines. That will never, ever take place. For that, what you did, you're sitting out. You're not starting the game. I have to punish you somehow to show you that that's not tolerated on this team.
That's only going to happen, though, if you have a coach that subscribes to that philosophy. That is disappearing from the game.
Totally, 100%. And you know what else is killing me about this game? Is these players having to hit below the waist. They don't have to hit below the waist. Hit the guy dead smack right in the middle of the chest. What the hell's the problem? Stop going for the head and hit the son of a bitch right in the chest with your shoulder pads. I'm getting sick and tired of this crap. Why don't you just take the helmets off, the shoulder pads off, put flags around yourself, and call it the National Flag Football League?
You know where this is coming from. You know that this is coming out of that lawsuit from earlier in the season where they had to settle with millions of dollars because of the head injuries.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Totally agree with you. And from what I understand, Washington Redskins Witherspoon says, okay, because he's a notorious guy for hitting high. He jumps he off his feet and uses his head and hits that way and hits people up in their head. That's how he tackles people. I've seen him do it a million times. That's just the way it is for him. Well, he made a statement the other day saying that he is going to start zeroing in on receivers' knees. That's not good either. That's not good at all. How about hitting people dab smack right in the chest? What the hell's the matter with you people? That's why they should take off the helmets. Take off the helmets. Nobody's going to be leaping off their feet to hit you with their helmet, are they?
No, there's not going to be any torpedo hits, that's for sure.
Everybody will be using their shoulder, and the shoulder pad's exactly what it's for, to drive it right into somebody's chest and put them down.
That's what you teach from junior all the way up.
Right. I mean, basically, it should be you can't hit nobody from the shoulders up. From the shoulders down, it's fair game. That's what it should be.
And I mean, to the most, I'm not saying that it isn't, and I'm not saying that it is, but I mean, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that's where the whole ruling comes from, is because they're trying to make sure that they maintain the legal hit zone, and the head is not part of the legal hit zone, either by the hitter or the hittee.
Right. So why can't the guy just put his head and drive his shoulder right into the guy's chest? Isn't that how they used to tackle a long time ago?
Those, you want to know something? This is an example that I see of how that hit is actually leaving the game. When they happen, they show up on the highlight reel because they're happening so few times.
Exactly. It's a highlight hit. You want to know something? That's how you should be hitting every time.
Absolutely.
Don't go for the you know where your strike zone should be? And I understand that sometimes it can't, but your strike zone should be from the shoulders to your waist. Sometimes I understand getting them by the hips and the upper thighs and under. I understand that. I'm okay with that. But the no strike zone should be from the knees. You shouldn't be allowed to hit at the knees, because that's just going to wipe somebody out. And
yeah, that's going to end a career.
Right. And poor San Diego Chargers have to go into Washington now, knowing that Witherspoon's aiming for knees.
Not good.
No, not good at all. That's crazy. And me living here in San Diego, I pay attention to stuff like that. You know me. When I heard that and saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? So now you got to, I would not be shocked if somebody from the Chargers, Witherspoon, knocks out. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And the league has to do something about it before it even gets that far. They have to send him a letter or call him into the office to do something, so that doesn't happen. Because if that starts to happen, then we got trouble.
Well, the problem is he's gone public with it now. He's made that statement. And in a social media world that we live in, everybody's aware of it. It doesn't just take somebody listening to Sports World Radio to know that this is out there. It's out there, and people know about it. They've heard about it. They've read about it. They've got opinions on it. And so now the league does have to, I think you're right, the league has to do something about it and has to talk to him.
What in the wild world of sports was that kind of a football game? What the hell was that?
Last night's game?
Yeah, did you see any of it?
I saw bits and pieces of it, but not the whole thing, unfortunately.
That was disgusting. That was like watching the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants play over again. That was terrible. That was just pure gross football. You know what? After a while, I just said, screw this game, and I was watching the baseball game.
Well, I was going to just say, were the players on the field more interested in what was happening a few blocks away at the Busch Stadium, or what?
I don't know, but again, obviously the fans were, because they had the game on, the Jumbotron, and then they took the game off, and the fans went nuts.
Yeah.
Over there. I mean, how do you do that? How do you play Monday night? That was just disgusting. That was a disgusting display of NFL football, just like that freaking Giant Minnesota game. And that's coming from a Giant fan. I'm a big, huge Giant fan. And believe it or not, Giants have won 2 in a row. Rest of that division stinks. Giants are only 2 games out of first place. How crazy is that?
The problem is, and maybe this is me talking from north of the border, but the NFL game has evolved from a running game to more of an air game, and I don't know that they can actually handle it.